All right, this is interesting. President Trump is set to host Syrian leader Ahmed al-Sharaa later this morning. And this is the first visit to the White House by a Syrian president since the country's independence way back in 1946. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio has been keeping his eye on this from our London newsroom and joins us now. Ramy, what might we expect from this meeting?
Right, Errol, the expectation really is that Ahmed al-Sharaa will sign basically what will be an historic agreement with President Trump that would have Syria formally join the fight against ISIS. And that meeting, we understand, is set for the top of the next hour, potentially starting in about 10 minutes from now. But earlier this weekend, we saw a little bit of a different kind of interaction between the president and parts of the U.S. Apparatus, I suppose. He became the first Syrian head of state, there you see it, to play basketball with U.S. military commanders. This is at an undisclosed location, released on Saturday, but we do see some kind of sports diplomacy happening there. But as for today, the seriousness does start, and we may witness Syria coming in even further from that geopolitical cold after the fall of the Assad regime late last year. This would be a huge reversal, too, really, from last year of how Syria, under Assad, fueled the growth of ISIS about a dozen years ago, turning it into one of the biggest terror groups in the world. We'll also be looking out from that discussion between the two on whether economic sanctions will be pulled back. There's a policy called the Caesar Act that has put sanctions, economic sanctions, on Syria and specifically the Assad regime, but President Trump has said he wants it removed. The House of Representatives has already voted to remove it. The Senate has to do that too, but there's a back and forth on whether they want to do that or to try to keep some kind of conditions on it to make sure that this new government, this new administration of Syria carries on.
So there are some asks that al-Sharaa is coming into this meeting with, and as we just saw in some footage, he has met President Trump before when the president was in Saudi Arabia. But what more do we know about al-Sharaa and how he might lead?
Sure. Well, President Trump met him, will meet him 3 times as of later today. He called him a tough man, a tough guy, but there's been a big change in at least the delineation of who al-Sharaa is. For example, he has had a $10 million bounty on his head because as of last Friday, Errol, Syria's president was still branded a terrorist by the U.S. government itself, but by the end of that day, that was lifted. But he's gone through basically affiliations from al-Qaeda in Iraq to Syria, and then leading, of course, that what he called a Syrian revolution against al-Assad. And now he is here at the White House today.
All right, and we believe that meeting will be closed press, but as soon as we get updates from our White House team, we'll bring that to our viewers. Ramy in London for us. Ramy, thank you very much.